are back. What's up, Dino?
I wasn't sure I was going to recognize you, but yeah, you look about the same.
I think my hair's grown out a little bit.
Yeah, and time for a cut.
It's been a while, right?
Nice.
Yeah, and I'll take some of the responsibility. Last time we reached out to everybody out there in the podcast world. I was on vacation with my wife down in Tampa, Florida, with
Down
Ron
in
and
Florida,
Marguerite.
yeah.
Ron and Marguerite Conley, and Dean was actually in town here.
Right.
So
I was watching the place for you, right? That's the responsible
oh boy,
thing to do, right?
Is that what we call that now? Or so
Well,
you were in town. See,
I was
Dean and I are not communicating very well because
Yeah.
I'm leaving Florida. I think I gave him, because we're very formal here at the Mike and Dean podcast. I think I gave him like a 3-week notice, 3 or 4 week
Right.
notice in writing.
Yeah, at the time you had somebody drive your clubs to Florida. You talked to everybody in your friend circle except your partner on the podcast.
Yeah, and then like the day before I'm leaving, he goes, "Hey, I'm gonna be in town this coming weekend." I'm like, "I'll be in Florida." Yeah. So you're on business, and your business concluded like Friday afternoon or evening or.
Yeah. Had conference down there, McCormick Place for 4 days, and then came out to the greater Gurnee area.
Yep. And so me being the pal that I am, I'm like, well, instead of another night in Chicago, just come and crash at my house. Friday, Saturday night or whatever. Were you here Friday night? Yeah, right?
Yeah, Friday and Saturday I stayed. Yeah, got to sleep in the toddler bed. That was pretty comfy.
Queen bed. It is pretty comfy though, isn't it?
It wasn't bad. Yeah. You could pull it out and pop it up and make it. I just slept on it as a twin though. It was fine.
Yeah, you can pull it out and it makes a queen size bed.
Yeah.
Basically,
well, when you've had a pop or two, as Nick would say,
we'll
I can sleep just about anywhere.
And I think you did. We'll get into that. But so I go to Tampa. We do our podcast. Dean comes up here, and I said, TJ's watching the dogs. Just call him or text him, tell him that you're crashing and whatever.
Yeah.
So it begins the next day, Saturday.
When we did our remote, because you were live from Florida and I was there in the studio.
Right. We that goes off with a hitch. I'm like, oh, that wasn't too bad. First thing for everything. He was at the controls. I was remotely. It went all right.
Yeah.
And then I get a weird text from Dean about, I don't know, at 2:00 in the afternoon.
Might have been 11 o'clock in the morning still. I don't even know if we reached noon yet.
And he goes, hey, Charlie and I are going to hook up. You mind if we open Manland up later? I'm like, I don't care. Whatever. And the two most horrible words came out of this was the two words are day drinking with Charlie.
Day drinking. Well, when you add the tag with Charlie, there's a risk factor involved.
Day
right?
drinking, period. I mean, oh my gosh. So Dean and Charlie hooked up a little earlier than most people. I mean, it was 5:00 somewhere.
Well, we went and had lunch. That's how this all started, right? I think, what's the place over there in Lindenhurst?
RJ's?
RJ. We went to RJ's and we had some pizza, and they had a couple gambling machines over there. So Charlie won enough money to pay for lunch and everything. And that's probably where things went south.
Yeah. Now, regardless, so the day goes on. I'm on a boat in Tampa, getting some rays, feeling so good on vacation, right?
Just relaxing. Not a problem in the world.
Actually, was kind of bummed. I'm like, my buddy Dean's in town. I'm not home. Well, that kind of sucks. But as long as I'm accommodating, Right. And
let me have your house. Let me use your Manland.
Did you
drink some of your booze?
Didn't you? Did you get in a hot tub?
Oh yeah, every day I was there.
Okay. I mean, And there's a pair of green shorts here. Are those yours or TJ's?
No, those aren't mine. I remembered to bring mine home this time.
Okay. So, anyways, I'm going to switch over. So, we titled the episode 19 Bigfoot, Aliens, and Mike and Dean Returns because we've been...
Yeah, none of these things have ever been proven to exist except for us.
And we got that going for you. So when Dean, we chatted about the agenda a little bit, and I'm like, oh, no. I want everyone to know really kind of what happened behind the scenes, which gave us another idea, and off topic, on topic, or whatever. We're going to start doing some, what do you call them, blips or blunders? Or
I was just calling them shorts. Like we could put a folder out there on the website, call it shorties or something like that, but little short 30-second, 1 minute, 2 minute videos, just something that, got something to say. I need you to hear it, but not a whole blown out show or topic, something quick, something funny, something you can. I think we've captured a couple of them and I've shared them here. I think you're going to go there in a minute, but might be able to pick up on a theme for a couple of these, a category, if you will.
And Dean did share some nice contact with me and gave me the idea that I had to have some proof too. So I want to move to this. This is how their day drinking started out, folks, right here.
All right, this is Charlie and Dean. A little quick video for the podcast. I'm trying to be responsible today, but
not doing it though.
The famous instigator has brought me out. This is like the third bar we've been at, and I'm supposed to be watching Mike's house. He's out of town. I'm not even sure I locked it. It could be empty by now, so don't tell Mike.
Okay, so that's how it begins, right?
That was pretty innocent, right? We were still facing the camera, pretty articulate.
Oh, you guys look great.
Look pretty innocent, right?
Yeah, you guys get great. So now I'm with Ron Conley, Mr. Retired Officer Conley.
Right.
And we're tipping some pops, and I don't show Ron that one because that was, boring, whatever.
Yeah, it was innocent. Yeah.
Then Dean sends me another one. And I go,
well, I had to keep you updated to what was going on throughout the day.
And I wish there was a timeline on this, but that we knew exactly how much time is expired.
So that first one was, we've had lunch at that point. So it's still early afternoon, maybe 1 o'clock.
Okay. And then I get this one.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Mike and Dean podcast. Charlie, you have been accused of being a primary instigator of all of the bad things that have ever happened to Michael Kuhn. How do you plead?
Not guilty.
Not guilty.
Not guilty.
Interesting. More to come, ladies and gentlemen.
And Ron goes, hey, that's in Manland. Because that clip, that's my bar in the back of my property. And, we call it Manland.
So it's probably about 6 o'clock now because we've opened Manland and you can see it's a little bit darker outside. And
right.
Charlie's still pretty articulate at this point, I think.
1,000%. But now we have proof now because we're recording this. Now, did anyone catch on that Dean mentioned that him and Charlie was going day drinking? And they were gonna open up Manland.
Yeah, we were just gonna go hang out, right?
Two guys.
Yeah, well, and maybe TJ because he was watching the house, right?
Sure, I'll give you that.
Yeah.
So then I get another video, and here it is.
Oh,
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the podcast short page. When Mike leaves town, this is what happens. We go back to his garage, we drink his booze, and then we don't tell him. So everybody be quiet, okay? Thank you.
Now, that looked a little bit more people than you, Charlie.
well, there might have been a couple extra people. Yeah. I think maybe 8 or so.
So Ron, I show Ron, he goes, oh man, we're missing a good party. Joke, right? And the evening goes on and, not really exchanging any texts with Dean. I'm like, all right, well, haven't heard from him in a while.
Yeah, everything's low key, right?
Yeah.
What could possibly go wrong?
Right. Then I get this one.
All right, shh. Ladies and gentlemen, late night podcast shorts. This is what happens when all the booze is gone and nobody's paying attention. Gotta be careful because Charlie and TJ are probably gonna hug. So be careful.
You're not the instigator?
Yes, you are. You're the universal instigator.
You come in town, you make me drink.
I didn't do that. You were doing it already. I just happened to be here.
Liar.
Fine. Bye.
No lying.
Okay. And I'm going to play that back. And I would like for emails, you guys to email us or whatever. Does anyone understand really what Charlie said? He's like, I'm going to do drunk in town or something. And I'm like, and I'm looking at Dean's eyes. He kind of looks Korean.
Yeah, getting a little puffy eyed there at the end of the day.
But,
all right.
and then they start arguing like
late
brothers.
night podcast shorts. This is what happens when all the booze is gone and nobody's paying attention.
TJ's
Listen to Charlie.
Gotta be careful because Charlie and TJ are probably gonna hug. So
See, and they look at each other.
careful.
I really thought they were going to hug.
You're not the instigator?
Yes, you are.
These
You're
years, but you got an
universal
idea.
instigator.
You come in town, you make me drink.
I didn't do that. You were doing it already. I just happened to be here.
Liar.
Fine. Bye.
No lying.
And I got to admit, I don't know if I told you this or not, but I found that video on my phone the next day. I had no recollection of making that video.
Yeah, and Ron was like, "Man, we missed a good time. They're messed up." I go, "They're probably everything out of my freezer is probably empty."
Now, to be fair, Charlie and I stopped at the liquor store and bought a full brand new bottle of the peanut butter whiskey,
Mm-hmm.
drank the entire thing, and then drank your bottle too.
Yeah, no, they drank the other bottle of peanut butter whiskey I had there, and 2 bottles of Jägermeister.
I didn't
Right.
have any Jägermeister, but I had a whole bunch of peanut butter whiskey.
Okay, so you didn't drink any of the Jäger.
Right. Not the Jägermeister.
That you remember. You don't remember being there at the end. Right?
I plead the fifth.
And that's all you brought is peanut butter whiskey
And then drank your beer.
out of the keg.
Yes.
You didn't bring anything else? Didn't you bring
No, I don't think so.
Didn't you bring bottle of Miller Lights?
Well, I have no recollection of that.
Well, so I'm going to fast forward a little bit. And I get home on a Wednesday or Thursday, whatever it was.
Yeah. This party took place on like Saturday night
Mhm.
prior. Yeah.
And we have a little box that we get the movie channels on, whatever. So I told my wife, go out to Manland, get the box and the remote, and come on inside. We'll watch a movie, chill. Because I think we took the next day off because unwind, whatever. So I'm bringing in the suitcases and stuff, and then she comes back, and she's got this weird look on her face, and she's got the box and the power out, the cord. She goes, she goes, I looked everywhere. I got the box, but I don't know where the remote is. I go, it's right, probably next to the box. She's like, I couldn't find it anywhere. And she goes, you should probably go out there. I'm like, what for what? And I always get irritable when I come back from vacation, and this is kind of how I was. I was like, for what? And she's like, you should go take a look. And I'm like, oh, great. And I'm thinking, I don't know what I'm thinking.
Uh-oh.
And I get out, I put the key code in, I go in, I'm like, what happened here? So
I don't know what you're talking about.
Right.
It was just
away,
a handful of people. It was quiet. It
Right.
didn't get too out of hand.
Right away, I'm like, I better take pictures because these guys are going to say, oh, it wasn't me. No, it wasn't me. No, it was fine. Here's the first picture I took, right?
Yeah.
The bar doesn't
Okay,
look
so we
too
left a
bad.
few bottles on the
Yeah.
bar. There's the remote.
No, that's to the TV.
Oh, that's not the right remote?
Not to
Okay.
the black box. No.
I see a bottle of Jaeger. I see a bottle of peanut
Right.
butter. Oh, there's a couple of light bottles there. Look at that.
Yeah, that ain't bad. The ones on the bar are nice. There's a couple over here. This right here, yeah, I wish I had an eye pointer, but next to the fan that we got up on the beer pong table, that's
Yep,
an
yep.
empty. I hope it was empty or rats got into it. I don't know, but it was
Pretzels,
pretzels.
I think.
Right.
Yeah.
There was you can't tell, but salt all over the floor. There's some pretzels that are, stepped on and crushed. And I'm like, oh, jeez.
I intend to write a firm letter to that pretzel company because they put way too much salt in that bag. I mean,
so you guys
it just
put it on
flew
the
everywhere
floor.
every time you took a pretzel.
So then I'm like, I take another picture of the bar. Now again, I can live with this. I just clean this up. The Jaeger bomb cups and some shot glasses, no big deal. Then I get to this one, and I'm like,
Uh-oh.
what is this? Now you notice the trash can is
Yeah.
overflowing.
It is a small trash can, though. I mean, let's be honest.
Well, we have another one behind a bar that was full to the tilt too.
Okay. Okay.
Then you have all these bottles. You have a couple bottles of beer on the backup keg fridge. Then you got broken bottles on the floor. And then I zoom in a little bit, you know.
Yeah. Wow.
And I'm like, what the hell was these guys doing? And I'm like, and I'm not trying to be funny but I was pissed. I'm like, are you serious? They didn't at least get the broken glass off the floor and put it in the trash can, you know, and I'll clean the rest, whatever.
Now, just to be certain, Tracy didn't throw that bottle on the floor when she went looking for the remote, right?
No. So
okay.
I'm glad you brought up the remote again. So I'm looking because this black box it's no good without the remote. It's a paper.
Okay.
I find it in the bottom of the garbage that is behind the bar, the big one. It's yeah.
Huh.
And then I got to get not the Windex, but whatever because it's all sticky.
A little sticky, yeah.
And I'm like, whatever. So I text Dean, Charlie, Chad. I'm like, I don't think the nicest text, you know. I'm just like, all right, who's coming over here and cleaning my Manland?
Yeah.
You know. Now obviously Dean's off the list because he's back in Minnesota.
Yeah.
So
I felt horrible when you sent me those pictures. Like, oh my God, I can't believe we did that. And I text TJ and Charlie right away, going, dude, you won't believe what happened. And they're both like, whoa, we didn't do anything. What? I don't remember breaking nothing. Like Mike sent me a picture.
Yeah.
So
I did. So I'm like, someone's coming over because I usually do Manland Saturday nights, and I go, this Saturday I'm not doing. Whoever, Charlie, Chad, you better get your butts over here. I go, just text me when you guys are done cleaning after you're here, and then I'll walk back. I'll walk out. And Chad got there first, and like texts me in 5 minutes, and says, "Hey man, it's all clean." I'm like, no, because I seen when he pulled in. I'm like, there's no fucking way. Didn't realize that TJ, my son, came over a day or two earlier at night.
Yeah.
I didn't even know he was there and back there, and he cleaned everything.
Yeah, I talked to him, and we had a mutual, oh shit, we probably better fix this. So yeah, he said he was going to come over and try to take care of that for us.
Yeah, so it was clean, but anyways, but
yeah, we're not going to do that without you in town again, because I'm not risking that again. That was generous of you to let us do it. We took advantage. I apologize. We're not going to do that without you again.
Yeah, and I'm just waiting for the invite up to your cabin, boy, because I'm coming guns blazing.
Just gonna throw shit everywhere, aren't you?
We're gonna remodel the place. No, but everyone had a good time. It is. And I
just
don't know
noticed. Remember, we got video proof. You saw who was standing on the back side of the bar.
Charlie.
See,
Yeah,
the instigator.
everyone-
He was still there. Yeah.
And here, I don't disagree with you because, I mean, anytime Dean comes in town or we go up there, because we don't get to hang out often anymore, you know, because of the distance, but we pretty much overdo it for sure.
Yep.
We
don't hold back anyway.
We don't get cheated. I know that.
Yeah.
Last time you're in town was not. Yeah, that was. I don't really get hangovers anymore.
That's the time we went golfing, right? You and me went golfing, and then Charlie met us afterwards, and then we went to like 4 places on our way back to Gurnee.
Yeah.
Yeah. I vaguely remember that day. Yeah.
That's when. Yeah.
That's when you called my sister in the middle of the night.
FaceTiming her.
Yeah.
We're trying to tell her.
Now,
to
it was her
topless.
fault. She answered the phone at that time.
She should know.
She should have known.
Yeah. But
yeah. So 2 good things have come out of this minor fiasco. One, we got a new idea for the podcast, right? We're going to have a shorts page. So Mike and I will take turns kind of creating little short videos, post those out there. Could be anything. I put a couple new ones in the Dropbox for you related to golf the other day that I went out. So
Nice.
we'll have some golf things. We'll have some funny things. We'll have some what if things. But so that's a good thing that came out of it.
Yeah.
The other thing, and this, I realized this before, but what happened here kind of reinforces it. Our audience has been very clear with us. They don't really like the touchy-feely, serious conversations we try to have. They'd rather hear us calling each other asshole, hear the falling down drunk stories. You made him do what? That's what they want to hear. So if we have a serious, touchy-feely conversation, it'll have to be a little 5-minute conversation within a bigger show. We're not going to do very many touchy-feely shows along the way, I don't think.
Yeah, and my friend here, I've always been blessed. When I talk to people at work or whatever about, I talk about. I mean, 90% of my friends I went to grade school with. Still,
Oh.
I mean, my kids, got raised with my friends' kids, and they became friends, and we all get along, and but we all rip on each other.
Yeah.
I mean, this is not a stick.
Okay.
It'll be, and it's
What was it?
usually it gravitates that it's okay. Dean and I are ripping on Charlie, and then it'll be a
Or
Charlie
you
and
and
Dean
Charlie are
me.
ripping on me.
Yeah.
We have that on a show too. Remember that one?
Yeah, I mean, it's like there's never one-on-ones pretty much, other than the
Yeah.
golf outing when you and Charlie were going to throw each other's bags in the lake.
Yeah. I think we talked about
I had
that
nothing
once.
to do with
That was a
that.
good time. Yeah.
But Charlie, I mean, the more and more I think about it, and we'll get him back on the show, but I think he's like the glue here when it comes to instigating and
Well, I don't
trouble.
know if I'd call him the glue. He's more like the fungus because there's always something bad that happens.
Yeah. And
See?
he's not accountable. He never takes responsibility.
See,
for
always got an excuse. Yeah.
Right.
Well, remember the
Wasn't him.
time we had him on the show? He was sitting there with a beer in his hand. So I'm just saying.
Yeah. And I don't know if I was drinking with him. I think I had to. I didn't make him. I didn't want.
Well, you couldn't let
feel
him
out
drink
of place.
alone. I mean, come on. Yeah.
The last time we went up, Charlie and I went and visit Dean up in his cottage or cabin or whatever you call it up in Wisconsin. We went to a sports club and got really. We didn't get cheated,
Right.
and
right.
Dean was more hammered than Charlie and I. Now him and I were both hammered, but Charlie and I were paper, scissors, and rock. Who drives home in Dean's Jeep? Because Dean wasn't driving.
Oh, yeah. I was just so excited to see you guys. I went way overboard.
Yeah, we come home, and up by his cottage, all those roads, they don't have streetlights, so it's like black.
No, it's like wicked dark out. Yeah.
And Charlie lost the paper, scissors, rock, so he's driving home, and Dean is about ready to yak in the back seat. He's not doing good at all. So Charlie's kind of jiggling the wheel, going down the road like this, and Dean's like, "Stop it," And he, I'm sure most people have been there where you're getting sick from alcohol, and it's not a good spot to be in. And Dean was not feeling good, and we kept just making fun of him. And he was warning us about deer and bear up there. So Charlie was trying to do as best as he can driving home, and not hit a deer or a bear in the road.
White knuckling. Yeah.
Right. So Charlie and I are talking, and we're like, I came up with an idea. I think it was me on this one.
An idea.
Yeah. And I go, what would be funny if we, now Dean, I think, is already yacked out the window of the back window.
Yeah. Probably 2/3 of the way
Yeah.
home. I was puking on the side of my own car.
Yeah. And we're like, we should pull over and strip Dean's clothes off and duct tape them to a tree and see if a bear will do him or something,
I think it was a moose that you were trying to
a
call.
moose. Yeah, moose.
Yeah.
We said moose. So, and Dean's in the bag saying, "Oh, you guys are assholes. I can't believe." But we're laughing, And
Yeah.
then I think the next day he said, because we were calling him Moose, and Dean goes, "Yeah, I don't mind that, you know." And then Charlie and I both looked at each other and
Yep.
said, "Oh, he likes the nickname, so screw that. We'll go back to
Yeah,
Angry
last
Cat."
time I was ever called that. You don't get a nickname you like in this
Yeah,
group.
you know, went back to Angry Cat. And
But those are the kind of stories that I can't remember where it was or who you were telling. Something to that effect, that we were being really mean to each other, knocking each other when they're down. And the person you're telling the story goes to, "And you guys are friends?" Like, "Oh yeah, good friends." Like,
you
this is
actually
just
did
what
that.
we do.
You were saying when you went back to the office that Monday, you're telling some colleagues at work, and they're like, "These guys are your friends." And Dean said, "Oh yeah, I know. I've known these guys forever. These guys are the best."
Yeah, these guys are the best.
And we get that because everyone looks like, really?
Yeah.
We won't
Yeah,
talk
we mess
about
with each other really big, but
Yeah.
don't let somebody else mess with us.
Yeah, then it's all full tilt. We won't get into your bachelor party. That was another one.
Oof. I feel like we're repeating ourselves on some of these. Maybe we need to get some new material.
Well, you know what? I always think because some things we can't talk about
In public,
yeah,
on radio.
Yeah, and we've done some nutty stuff for sure, but we made good friends and all that stuff. I'm gonna go on record right now with. So when's the trip up to the cabin that you're gonna invite?
Well, I went up this weekend and mowed the yard, so we're on the cycle now where the yard's being taken care of. So it pretty much could be any time.
I thought you had a neighborhood kid that would do that.
No, not up there. There's no neighborhood kids up there.
Oh,
People don't live there. They just vacation there.
Oh, okay. I thought
Now, I got somebody who takes care of the yard here at the house.
Oh, okay. I
So
thought you
then-
paid some neighborhood kid like.
We got the guy who built the place lives down the road. So in the wintertime, he'll do the snow removal so we can
nice.
get into the place, that kind of thing. But yeah, kind of on your own for the yard.
Gotcha. I gotcha. Well, we have the Manland golf trip to Green Lake, Wisconsin. That's August.
Yeah,
17th.
we got that all set up, right? Yeah.
So
You got all the, do we need to recruit anybody or we got everybody we need?
I think we have 12.
Awesome.
So
Ducky's coming from up here. The guy came with me last year.
yeah. He's pretty excited.
Yep.
Dean and I already talked about trying to remember because we kind of tip them on the golf trip when we're golfing, but take some short videos.
Last year's, we had two. We recorded 1 or 2 minute videos for an entire 3 or 4 days we were there.
Yeah, and we have to take a group picture like the first day, like who's there for 2022. We barely remember to do that. And when we do remember, there's always 1 or 2 or maybe more than that guys that are, 3 sheets to the wind.
Yeah.
They're standing there and it just
Fucking up the picture. Yeah. I think maybe you were that guy last year.
No.
It wasn't last year. It was 2 years ago because you were on the cart with Monge. And the two of you.
You want to talk about instigator. You better pack a lunch if Rob Monjo, if you're going out drinking with him or hanging.
And he still golfs a lot better than I do. And I wouldn't be able to stand up.
He's one of the better athletes. I mean, he never grew in height. He was phenomenal in football and baseball. I mean, he unbelievable athlete. And when we say he still golfs good, he's drunk, and he still golfs pretty good.
Yeah,
he's just.
I wouldn't be able to stand up, and he's still drilling it down the fairway, making putts. Yeah.
Pretty much. But we're gonna do some shorts. Before we go, I want to. Dean tried a short video from Florida because he just went to Florida on vacation. That's why we
did. Yeah.
Kind of back and forth. But this was Dean's little.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, quick short here from some beach in Florida. This is my friend Buddy. This is my friend Rob. They're not important to the show. Just wanted to let you know I'm not here by myself. If anybody sees Mike, tell him that I'm still working, and I'll check in with him later. Thanks.
Somewhere near, I think that was somewhere near Orlando, because the guy that I know down there lives in the Tampa area, and we drove kind of cross state over to Orlando or something weird like that. I don't know. I have no idea where I was. I was on a beach. There was an ocean.
Hey, we had a good time down in Florida. It's always, and now it's, again, I'll take responsibility of us not hooking up, doing more podcasts. And I'm sure you're the same way. When you come back from vacation, you have triple the work to catch
Oh, yeah.
up. And,
You are the epitome of that, right? You were gone for what, 10 days? And it took you a month to get kind of even again?
I'm almost even right now.
Yeah.
And it's May, what is today? The 21st or something like that. Whatever
Yeah.
day it is, but
Crazy stuff.
Yeah. But no, I think we had a good time, good show, everything else. Please, please, please email us with some suggestions, comments. You can rip on. We got tough skin. We like to know you guys have the same kind of stuff going on out there.
Yeah, let us know what you want to hear. We're going to cater to the crowd, so to speak.
For sure. All right, Dino. Till next time, man.
All right, good to see you, man.
You got it, brother.